G'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host SmilePie and today we're playing Railway Empire 2. So we're up to episode 8 now, and last time you recall that we separated the freight line between Boston and Albany, and I went a bit further by separating all the platforms, all the future lines for all the future express lines for the Boston station as well. So in today's episode, we'll be expanding that a little bit, and I'll be talking about the bypass tracks as well, so platform 7 and 8 and what we'll be doing with those. But first up, we're going to check our task list. So the task that we've got outstanding is to connect up a third grain business or grain farm. So that's what we'll start off with. So the game's on pause. I'll unpause that. And what I was intending to do, just to make it easier for us, is to connect into this rural business. Now we'll need to buy into this region, and it's actually quite expensive. So it's almost $1 million to get into Southern Ontario. So we'll be doing that at some point. And I was thinking we'll just have a branch line that can come off this freight line and run out here. But if we were to click on that business, well, we can't even see how much it costs because we need to get access first. So let's do that. So the other items that we need to do, we talked about potentially expanding the sawmill to get increased number of timber planks. We need to buy a second business up here, and as funny as this is going to sound, I was having a think, and we may need to just bite the bullet and get a meatworks. So I purchased the meatworks there initially, demolished it, intending to build the furniture factory. Ended up building the furniture factory down here in Albany, and now I'm thinking let's bring back the meatworks because we don't have enough meat supply in our little empire. So you can see here our meat is empty from our factory. We have enough cattle coming in, so we've got 12 in stock. We've got 8 coming in on the train, and we just don't have enough coming in. So, and looking here as well, we're short on veggies, we're short on milk. We've got them coming in, but we're still short. So we're not really meeting the needs there. So, and I guess for the time being, because we don't have a university in Boston, we've topped out at 100,000 people. So we won't build a university there for now. We'll just leave that as it is. We are getting all the other goods that we need. We're a bit short on corn as well. So that's probably one of our other bottlenecks, corn. So down here, if we were to click on our corn farm, it's running low on stock. It only makes 1.6 a week. Boston alone needs 2 per week, so we just don't have enough corn, full stop. So if we were to increase it to level 2, it would cost us this much money, which we will come back to, but at this stage, I just want to save up and get this grain farm going. So we need that $1 million. But before we do that, I will go ahead and put the the meatworks back here. So good on you, Smile Pie. You bloody bulldozed it for nothing, and now you're coming back with a state-of-the-art meatworks. So while we're waiting, we'll get a train line going from here into Portland, and it's going to be a freight line, a cattle line, I should say. So let's update that. So F1 cattle, Portland. Let's have one, make it freight, and that'll work. Now the other track building item that I wanted to do was run this freight line past here and tie it in there, so that way we could get that other F2 off the express lines. You can see we've got a fair bottleneck going on our freight station as well. So just to keep things easy, I'm going to expand the number of platforms that we've got here. So let's run those out. I know every time I do a building, every time I build something here, it's taking time away from our. Let's just run it to the end. That'll do. And do we need to do it from the other side? I won't do it to the other side. No, I will do it to the other side. How can I not? That would just be crazy talk. Now that was a bit easier. So trim off the dags. Now going right out, we've got trains moving a bit easier on there. Yeah, we've got technology points that we can spend, or innovation points. So we're saving up for 300 to get that Dunham locomotive, or Dunham, or whichever way you want to pronounce it. Let's run the speed a bit more. And oh, here we go. But once again, I can't afford the auction. I can't bid, so let's just close it and not worry about it. So checking on the population of Albany, it's just past 100,000. We're fulfilling 63%, so it'll continue to grow. So its production is all maxed out. So our milk business is probably maxed as well. It is. So we'd need to ideally update that. The veggie business, that's maxed out. We'd need to upgrade that one as well. You can see our profit is exceeding the acquisition cost. So if we were to spend more money to upgrade those farms, they would earn us more money. So the fruit farm is at level 2. Again, that's maxed out. So we're earning our money, and it's just a matter of time before that. Our revenue exceeds the investment price. So, but for now, I'm just saving up until we can afford to buy into the Southern Ontario region, and we'll complete this grain connection. So we're getting there quite easily. So our revenue situation is pretty good. So you can see the arrow here when a city tops out its population. It has that that arrow with the line above it. So, but now we have permission to build into Ontario. So let's have a look at this farm, because I want to buy this farm as well. So that's a bargain. 35% off that, so we'll get it for around 70-ish, 70 something. There we go. That's good. Click you away, and let's do a train line. Well, let's build a station first. We're going to need to build a bridge over this over this section here. So what are we up for? The bridge is pretty cheap. It's not so bad. We'll need to curve around and sort of tie in down here. So what's our hold up? Our hold up is money, of course. What else could it be? So let's build that. Oh, can't build it. Sneaky costs went out the door just as I clicked on build. So we've got to wait. Let's double the speed and we'll get some more money in. So looking around at the rest of our network while we wait for a few seconds for our money to build up, you can see our trains moving around. So it's good to, I like to see it on this view. Oh, you can see up here we've got trains backed up, trains galore. So we might put on some extra platforms onto Green's Rest, so the cattle and wood trains don't get upset. But for now, we can build that. That can go back down, and let's continue our journey. So that will do for that, and once again, my right mouse button is a little bit sensitive. No jokes about sensitivities. Smile Pie, are you feeling okay? Yes, well, I'm as good as I can be. And that one needs to go on that side. So that will work. We'll do it that way. So that's connected. Yeah, there we go. We've got our sneaky track. I'm not actually going to run any trains up here for now. I just wanted the connection, and we've got old mate yakking away in my ear. So I'm going to pause that. You'll see that we've got a heap of new tasks to do. So let's have a look at what they say. So the first thing that stands out to me is 1837 and 1839. We're on 1832. So we've got ages to get these done. And then we're also 64% through this this scenario. So we're getting there, and I intend to, put on the put on the put on the burners and get us going a bit faster. So that way we can wrap up this this series. But let's read these first. So achieve an express status on a rail line between Boston and Philadelphia. So I think one of our station slots can be assigned to Philadelphia. I'll also have to find that on the map, which I dare say is a bit further south than New York. Deliver 8 loads of salt to New York. So we can find a salt mine. I think we've all worked in a salt mine in our lives at some point. The metaphorical salt mine. So note there is no demand for salt in New York until it reaches 70,000. So we've got to get New York to 70,000. So we can do that. Reach 75,000 citizens in mid-Atlantic states region. Hint: the cities of Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Washington are part of that region. You can display regions via the city list. So good on us. That won't take much. We're already almost there. And then buy 3% of stock in Barty Shiloh's company. So that's also pretty straightforward. So we'll cover that. And then optionals. I also like to do all the optionals. So let's just buy the bloke's company. So we'll snatch it from under his feet and give him a token position. That's usually what you know corporate monsters do to other weaker, unfortunate corporate monsters. Reach 120,000 citizens in the Virginia region. So that's Big Lick, hey, Charlottesville, and Norfolk. And final one, achieve 3 cities with 120,000 or more citizens in your rail network. So we can do that as well. We're already almost two cities there, so we'll get another one up to 120. So we need to go to New York. We need to go to Philadelphia. We have to buy into this region. So let's see how much that is. $1 million. Holy dooly. Let's just get into New York first, and we'll see how we go there. So Boston to New York, Boston to Philly, but we got to go via New York, and we've got to get this salt up here. So let's buy that salt mine first. Is it worth it? That price, we can make it worth it. So 78 grand, 79 grand. That's good value. Is where you find it. So that's good. We can hook that up, and we can create a salt train that runs all the way down here. This is our expressway. So if we were to, let's unpause time, and we need to build up some money. So let's wait another month or so, but let's commentate what I'm thinking. So we need a passenger line which can come along here and go in here, and then we'll have a freight terminal as well, because I want to start off with a separated freight line, and I need to connect it. Like around here will be our connection to get into the freight line. So we want to go under or over, whichever is easiest. Probably under. So under will be more expensive, but it's probably the easier one to construct. So we'll go under the passenger or express line, and we'll come along here and tie into our new freight station. So yeah, looking on at this altitude, you can see there's the bottleneck's cleared here, but we've got this bottleneck up here. So let's get that first. And I'm going to do a quick and easy bottleneck solution, which is let's have a look. Wood to Syracuse. So, and this is full, so there's no problem there. We've just, how they ended up at the station at the same time, I don't know. But anyway, what we'll do, we'll just build some more. We're not going to have enough space for. So I could run that into. Actually, I might demolish the station and set it back further, so that way we've got enough space for a gridiron. So I'll just pause this for a moment. Let's demolish that and put our station further back. Now, if we wanted to, we could even build two separate stations, one for the wood, one for the cattle, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to build this thing that has 4 platforms. So I want that to go next to it. That one will tie on to the existing. Sensitive. Platform 3 here, and platform 4. Now let's see the gridiron go. You little bugger. Why won't it work? Doesn't like it. I'm going to take all these tracks and start again. Let's start from this way. There we go. And the fourth one, hopefully the same little problem as we had before doesn't happen. There we go, that's better. And we'll clean up those daggy bits because that'll suit everyone. Now, unpause and watch that bottleneck clear. So so we got Wood to Syracuse being loaded up. What else have we got? We got F2 Portland to Albany. That's gotten lost along the line somewhere. Let's put a one of those towers in, and that'll top up our trains that have gotten lost along the way somehow. So cattle trains loaded. Syracuse is still waiting for goods, which means Syracuse is full of wood, which it's gotten from somewhere, but I don't know where. So we've earned a lot less this quarter, and I think it's because we've spent a whole heap. So revenue down a little bit, but up on passengers, up. And it's because we've spent so much on. It's been classed as miscellaneous spending. So we've done all our spending, but now we've got our research is done, so we can get this train. So let's get our new train, and we'll go to the engine shed for the first time. So with the engine, the icon for it's hidden up here in the top right corner. So if we click on replace engines, I'm going to replace all of the engines, but yeah, you can sort of select between all sorts of criteria here, but we're just going to replace everything, and it's going to cost us in total $424,000, which we've got just enough. So I'm going to do that, and now all of our engines are brand spankers everywhere. So we're laughing. So they'll go a bit faster. They'll have a bit more power. They'll look crash hot, shit hot. Let's have a look. Yeah, bad boy is cruising. So what's that one? F2. Why are they even up there? Let's have a look at that. Ah, Albany to Portland, because I put it on there. So we've got what's this? Boston Albany speed record. You better believe it, baby. 40 k's an hour for a speed record. Now, you could safely drive one of those trains through a school zone in Australia, because that's 40 k's as well. So watch out, kids. The bloody train's coming for you. So, but no, we've got to fix that disconnection here. So I'll knock that part off, and I'll build this F2 line into here. So that way we don't have that. We don't have our F2s going all skew if up that way. So what's this one? This one is waiting. That's still Syracuse. What a debacle. What? Syracuse Station, warehouse. So we're supposed to be storing wood there. We have enough wood coming in, I guess. So let's do this. So I will pause that. I'm going to demolish this element of the line, but don't worry, everything will be fine. We will run it straight for a bit. Such a pain in the ass. Let's do it this way. Let's just tie it in here. There we go. That'll do. Let's do that. That'll work. Let's check that they're right, which they are. Now we can build our secondary connection onto there. So that's, I don't believe that 5%. So we had, maybe it is 5% just there, but it doesn't matter. All right, so that's fixed. Now our F2 train, let's click on here, our F2 Albany to Portland will run through this new section of track here. So no more going up here just to chuck a Yui and go back that way. So good on it. Syracuse problem, we'll sort that out later. Near Montreal, so fruit near Montreal. So where is that? It's a real cheap, but I can't even get it because it's outside our region. So let's stay focused on the tasks at hand. So we fixed that. We were talking about going to New York, so we'll do that. We will do that. We'll also need to connect up to the salt. So let's connect up to the salt first. So that line can curve up here. So we'll build a station up there. So that's going to pick up both the timber and the salt. So that'll be useful for us. So that's easy. So we can run it nice and straight, and it will tie in like that. So let's just to keep old Smile Pie happy. Let's bring that down. Perfect. Boom, boom. And we'll do a second platform, and that's done. So construct. The direction of travel is fine. The gridiron is there. The supply tower we will have up here. So that's connected, ready to go. Bangor, I'm sure, has a maintenance depot. Yes, it does. And let's take us down to New York. So I'll leave the game running while we're building tracks. So we want to come along here as best we can and come into here. So let's build a station down in New York. Oh, that building really gets in the bloody way, doesn't it? What a pest. All right, so this is our competitor. So he's going to have a bit of a yak for now. So I'll just skip past that. What an unpleasant guy. Tell me about it. So we'll be building track out of our new station. You'll notice it's called New York City 2 because the competitor already has a station there. So let's build that first. And we're going to curve around this hillside here. Let's run it a bit further. And curving up, that'll do. That'll do all right. And then we'll try and get on before we get to the bridge. So that's exactly how I like to do it. and that can come all the way back to here. So we'll have ourselves a gridiron here for a start, and the direction of travel. Oh, they're not the correct way. They are now. We'll also put this connection on. So we'll have trains running from New York to Albany and also from Boston to New York. So if we maybe have that come down further, maybe have that run out a bit further. So there we go. We've got the max. We got the max. That'll do us. Looking pretty good. So let's put that on as well. Put that back the other way. So that's all good. We'll get ourselves a supply tower. Now, last episode I demolished the supply tower here. Let's put that back, and we'll put it in the middle here. Now, at some point as well, we're going to connect the freight line from here down to here into a new station, but it's not going to be anytime soon. So now we can run a passenger train from Boston to New York and also one from Albany to New York. And in the last episode, I talked about having platform 1 in here as the New York line. So we will be doing that, which means that from here there'll be a connection which goes into here. So let's put that connection on now, and we will run it all the way back from here. So now a quirk of the game is before you can merge tracks on, and I don't like it being at that 4%. That's pretty crap. Let's bring it back just a little bit. Yeah, the quirk of the game is if you're going to run a parallel track into another one like this, you can't just do it in one go. You have to have a little straight bit first before you can merge it over like this. I don't know why. I just know what I can do. But this one's not crossing the tracks, so you don't need to do it. So that's why that one works. Now, because we've also built a second connection here into a platform, our Boston trains will now, and I'll unpause for a second, our Boston to Albany train will need to actually select the platform. So we'll select platform 3, and that's what they'll aim for. Now, it was, confirm. It was telling me platform 2, but it can't get to platform 2. So that's that one done. We need to create a New York train. So let's do that now. So we'll say Boston to New York, which is down here. And we will, well, first up, let's call it an express train. From Boston, it's coming out of platform 1. And New York, we don't need to set a platform. So let's do our naming convention. So it's an express train. I won't keep the Boston Express part there, but I will put platform 1. And then New York City, let's just leave it as New York City for now. Choose a train. So we've got the Dunham train now, and we'll have 2 of these running because it's already a big city, maybe even 3. Maybe even 4. Let's do 4 because both cities can handle it. I haven't checked the demand, so let's just do a cursory check of the demand. So 28 passengers for New York. So there's enough demand there. Probably more than enough, but we're still doing 4 trains. Now let's have a look at New York demand. So 42 for Albany, 28 for Boston. So let's do the Albany to New York trains now. So let's run from New York to Albany Express. They're going to be Express, so we don't need to do anything there. Let's change the name. So Express New York City to Albany and click OK. Dunhams, and let's have 4 of those there. So we just need to wait a few seconds for 95 grand to build up. And that's done. And that'll build up some nice revenue for us. Now, the next thing we can do is, everyone may recall, we need to deliver 8 loads of salt to New York. So we've already connected our salt station up here. So I'll just run that salt train once on the express tracks, and that'll meet that need. So let's build that train now. So we'll go from Salt train station down to New York City. Ooh. We may need to do some waypoints here, because that's just crazy. Like, why is the AI doing that? Like, we could come down here, and then waypoint 2. I know, it's because we can't go through the New York, not New York. We can't go through the Boston tracks because I haven't set up the through mechanism. So let's set up the through mechanism right now. I did say I was going to talk about it, so let's talk about it right now. So platforms 7 and 8, they're essentially through routes. Let's minimize you. So the grade's looking good. So we're going to build a connection from the main line into platform 7 and 8. Let's put the direction of travel on. So that's looking good. And then on the other end, we will do the same and tie it back into the main line down here. Actually, better do that. So that's connected to. What is going on with these grades? So we're supposed to. So let's just run it along like that. Even that's going to be pretty crap, but we'll just do it a bit, bit subpar for now. That'll do, and then we can fix it up later on. Now, so what this will do is, if I want a train to not stop at Boston, I can set a waypoint and set it onto these outside tracks here, and it will just zoom through the station, won't stop, bypass everything, and continue on its way back to the main line. So that's what we'll do for our salt train. So let's go back to Taylor. So that's done, and we'll set to New York, and we can see here that it's picked up the best route, because the game AI, the game is smart, or is it? But anyway, we've set that to full. You can see there. Let's do the naming convention, even though I may not, we may not be keeping this one permanently, but still. So it's Salt to New York, and we've got a Dunham 1, it's a freight train, and we're laughing. According to this, cannot perform any actions. And I also remembered we don't have enough population in New York to do that yet. Anyway, it's it's there for when we need it. So I can't believe I made that mistake. So let's just delete that train for now. But it's all set up, ready to go for when we do get the population in New York up. So we're not too far away from the end of this video, and I've touched on the bypass lines. We've updated the freight a bit. You can see we've got a bit of congestion in this freight line over here. We do need to update some of our industries, like upgrade, or so the milk and the vegetable farm needs to be upgraded. So let's do that now. So we need to spend another $343,000, which we'll do, and that will be used. That capacity will be used. That'll earn us extra revenue in the long run, and I'll do that for the vegetable farm as well. So it'll be a similar price, so 343. So that'll get us up. So you can see our total investment has been just over 400,000. We've already netted in 181, but earning an extra 7,600 a week we'll get that back in no time. So in another 4 months or so, we'll be ahead of what we've spent, and we'll be laughing. So things are looking quite good. Boston to Philadelphia. So our next goal will be to come down here, but we'll need to build up. Oh, there's a connection bonus. Bonus for creating a new express route. So that's money for nothing. Let's have a look at the stock market before we wrap up the video. So our competitor, we needed to buy 3% of his company. So we could do that right now. Let's buy 5. So there we go. Old mate's come to give us a pat on the back. Buy 3% of his stock. We bought 5. Our optional task is to buy his whole company, and that's what we will be doing. We'll just need to, earn a fair bit more money. So that cost us 400,000 for 5%. So we need to do another 19 times 400,000. So that will be that'll be close to like 8 million-ish, 8.4 maybe. So we can do it bit by bit. You can see how quickly we earned 400,000. So, and that's assuming his price stays static, which it will, because once we start buying him, he'll stop performing. So, bit of research. Do we have any research that we're eligible for? So the next thing on the Derwent, it's a freight train. Parcel drops, increase the amount of packages in all your cities. So we get extra mail, so that's handy. Mail car, possibly handy. Refrigeration car. So we've got some interesting items coming up. So we'll save our points for now, and I'll wrap up this episode for now. So thank you for everyone who stayed to the end. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment. Tell us where in the world you're watching from, or comment on anything that you like, or any suggestions that you may have. And remember, with small bites, Every pie can be eaten. Thank you.